One of the major questions that gets asked as I work with organizations and individuals is what causes ethical failure? How do we know that we have not lived into our values and our dreams? And when we think of ethical failure, there are two primary reasons and two primary kinds of ethical failure. The first one is systemic failure, where we don't pay attention to the way we've always done things that treat people badly or treat systems badly. One of the great challenges we have with generative AI is that the question that is often asked is what makes a successful X? What makes a successful business person or a renter or a whatever? And they gather the data, but it builds in biases because there have been times when certain kinds of people have not been included. And so moral failure will often happen when you're not paying attention to the core values and seeing them playing out in novel ways, new ways that require a new way of doing business. The second way that we have moral failure, however, is fear and anxiety. One of the questions that we always have to ask ourselves is, as I'm engaging in whatever it is I'm doing, am I putting the mission of the organization, the mission of the community, the mission of whomever I'm with higher than my own self-interest? Inevitably, self-interest will derail everybody. Conflicts of interest come because you put yourself ahead of your client. You treat others like instruments or objects because you're trying to close a sale instead of really listening to what they need or want. And so, as we begin to think about organizational failure and moral failure, it often has to do with the fear and the anxiety of putting yourself first, the organization first, as opposed to your other stakeholders. The antidote to this is paying attention, noticing the values, noticing what's going on, and always checking, am I living into my highest sense of self, my highest sense of my organization?